Archaeologists say that they can determine where Israel encamped and where others did by one interesting find in these various digs: the bones of pigs. Why is this? Because ancient Israel did not eat pigs. See, the idea of making a distinction of what we put into our bodies, this is often a controversial subject today. But science is slowly catching up with what ancient Israel knew. There are some foods that are bad for our health, and there are other foods that are very good for us. The Bible tells us in 1 Corinthians chapter 6, "Do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit within you, whom you have from God? You're not your own. You were bought with a price, so therefore glorify God in your body." See, the Bible has still a lot to say about what we eat, how we care for this body. And the key issue comes a lot between these ideas of clean and unclean things. Clean is said to be certain animals whose blood had been drained. Today we call this kosher meat. The reality is, if there's blood in your food, the Bible makes the case it's unclean because it'll promote disease, because the life of the flesh is in the blood. The Bible also makes the case in Leviticus 11 that some animals are by their very nature unclean. And though we won't go through all of that right now, it's interesting that many of these animals on this list are predators. They live on other flesh, or it's animals that clean up the sea and they feed on the waste and dead bodies of others. Pigs eat trash, lobsters eat trash. And so God is basically saying, you're not trash, don't eat trash. The diet given in Eden of eating fresh foods that are grown from the earth that can reproduce from their seed is the ideal, and science is discovering that more and more. But God did give permission to begin eating animals at the flood. Genesis 9 describes this diet, and this diet changed, and that meat could be eaten, but with one huge caveat: you must drain the blood out first. And this means it's kosher meat. We see something fascinating not long after this in the change in diet. The lifespan of man goes from 900 years down to around 100. And today the evidence shows us that by eating fresh foods grown from the ground, it can increase our longevity. We read all about this in like the China study and the Blue Zone studies. The reality is, caring for our body is more than just what we eat, what we drink. It's about how we live. Getting rest, exercise, getting outside, avoiding substances that hurt us. All those things that come from Eden can bring us back to how God wanted us to live. So as you care for this body temple, here's some good advice. Romans chapter 12. It says, "I appeal to you therefore, brothers, by the mercies of God, present your body as this living sacrifice, holy, acceptable to God, which is your spiritual worship. And don't be conformed to this world, but be renewed by the renewing of your mind to discern what is the will of God, what is that good and acceptable and perfect thing." 1 Corinthians 10 says, "Whether you eat or drink, whatever you do, do it all to the glory of God."